teléfono 631-455-2990, 455-2990.
You just won't believe the prices at Willie's Appliances.
You're listening to
Estás escuchando
WLIE
540
AM
540 AM.
Home to the most variety in programming in the tri-state area.
El hogar de la mayor variedad de programación en la área triestatal.
Programs by our community,
Nacidos en la comunidad,
for our community.
para el beneficio de la comunidad.
You've called me.
This is Higher Ground with Pastor Gary Grant
and First Lady Grant,
inviting you to tune in with us on WLIE 540 AM and online at WLIE540am.com every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. as we expound the gospel of grace. We're also here to pray for you. Remember, God is still blessing in this season.
Want to get your business, product, or service on the radio? Use our 10,000-watt signal to get your message to the entire tri-state area. Find out how to connect instantly at WLIE540am.com.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the following program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540amradio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540am.com.
Fill my eyes with that double vision.
This is Double Vision on WLIE 540 AM, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. If you want to jump on board, please do it. 631-631-955-5400. We need to hear from you guys out there. I know you're sitting on there on the LIE. It's Friday, so call into Double Vision. Again, it's 631-955-5400. And I got Darlene's not here. I hope she's listening because we miss you again, Darlene. I know you're upstate New York skiing. And that's your passion. Again, that's your passion with your family. And George, maybe you and I should go skiing.
How many weeks has it been? Yeah, I don't know, man.
But she was here last week, and she went back again.
I don't know if I have the skills for that, buddy. Last time I think I injured my knee pretty bad. So I'm gonna take a pass.
Well, we have a bunch of athletes in studio here today.
Which we are not.
Which we are not, yes. That's why we do radio. But Michael Stout is a pro bantamweight boxer. He is 2-0, and he's going to be fighting next Friday night at the Paramount. We're going to hear from him. And we also have fitness guru John Koga will be in studio at 6 o'clock, and you get to hear him and his fitness training program. So it's very, very important. But we got to start off with Viking football. I've been a Viking fan since the 70s. Fran Talkington was my man, and we went to 4 Super Bowls, never won one. They heartbreak us every single year. But this year is the year, George. This is the year that the Vikings are going to take it home, bring it home.
When's the last time they were in the Super Bowl?
In the 70s. Okay.
60s or 70s? It's been a while for you.
70s, not the 60s,
sure?
buddies.
All right, just checking.
But for you Viking fans out there, you saw the Minneapolis Miracle. We're going to hear Paul Allen's call in a little while. We're going to hear some people that are around the country that are Viking fans just like me. But you got to do the Skol chant. So during the Skol chant, you got to hear what this is all about, New York. Get ready. Let's hear what the Skol chant's all about. And some Viking noise.
Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, let's get a touchdown. Suck 'em, fight. Go Vikings, run up the score. You'll hear us yell for more. Skol Vikings, let's go.
And there's a Viking horn. So this is the way to start off a show because they're going to be in Philly.
Is that a Viking horn? It sounded like the horn of Gondor from Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure. But
all right, you've been saying that. That's a Viking horn. Legitimate Viking. Well, they're going to be in Philadelphia. They're going to play Philly.
Right.
And Philly was the top seed in the NFC this year. So it's going to be a tough battle on the road.
Well, the Eagles, they haven't been to the Super Bowl in a while either, right?
No, either team has not won the Super Bowl. And this is what the Viking fans, and the Super Bowl this year is in Minnesota. And I think we have somebody from Alaska on the line here. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Well, first of all, you're in Alaska. We're in New York here. What are you doing being a Viking fan?
Well, I've been a Viking fan since birth. I guess I had no choice.
You had no choice. Why? Why? Who was a Viking fan in your family?
My dad, my mom, my siblings, and just a lot of relatives back in Minnesota that were Viking fans.
All right, so you stuck with them because, they never won the Super Bowl. I'm with you, buddy. So in Alaska, when you saw Stephon Diggs catch that ball with no time on the clock, what were you thinking?
I went nuts. To tell you the truth, I thought it was just unbelievable and incredible. I just couldn't believe it, what I was seeing at the time. I was amongst 150 Viking fanatic fans at a bar here in Anchorage. It's part of the Arctic Vikings Club. It's a football fan club, and we were just ecstatic. I was pretty much speechless for a couple minutes.
Being a Viking fan, oh, there we go. Thank you, George. We need to hear those Viking horns, okay? But being a Viking fan, 20 years ago, Gary Anderson missed the big kick. Blair Walsh missed the big kick a couple of years ago. But we're on the other end of the spectrum here. What do you think? This is the first time we've ever been on this side of the road.
Yeah, we're kind of charting different waters here. I think this is, it's a different year, it's a different team, and anything can happen. We have a very tough task ahead of us playing in Philly. They're a very sound team. They're there for a reason. And I'm feeling good about it. I really am. I think we're riding the season of destiny right now.
I hope so. And what's your prediction in Philadelphia? And I know your friends, your 150 friends there in Alaska, are going to be watching it together. What do you think is going to go down in Philly?
Well, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, hard-hitting. That's kind of how it is in the NFC. I think the key to win the game is put pressure on Foles. He is a good quarterback. However, when he's pressured, he does get rattled. And, I think with the Viking secondary is they allow very small windows for quarterbacks to throw into. So I think it's going to be a close game. I predict the Vikings to win 23-20.
Okay, there we go. And bringing it home to Minnesota, which is another added incentive. Now, if the Vikings win, we can win our first Super Bowl as the first home team to host the Super Bowl. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yes. No one's ever done that before, and we're fortunate to have that opportunity.
That's right. So, one more question before you go, and I really thank you very much. When the Vikings win Sunday, you're going to have to call back next week. But when Diggs scored that touchdown, were you guys hugging each other and jumping around like you little kids, right?
Absolutely. We even got a little video recorded, probably about a 10-second clip that my daughter recorded, and I must have played it back about 20 times after the game, and we were jumping up and down. People that didn't even know one another were hugging one another.
That's what it's all about.
Of course, high-fiving the high tens and all that. It was fantastic and just a exciting moment.
That's why I love Viking love in Alaska, bringing it to New York. Well, we want to thank you so very much. You need to call back after Sunday's victory, 23-20. We got you. I wrote it down, so we'll keep tabs on you, buddy, okay?
Okay, sounds great, guys, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
Enjoy the game. We have another caller, Mel from Mount Vernon. Mel, are you there, sir?
I am here. How are you, Steve?
Good. We're turning into a Viking hotline here. So talk about your thoughts about the Viking win on Sunday. See, there we go, the Viking horns. I want to hear good things, Mel.
Well, the Vikings pulled off the Minneapolis Miracle. It was a great game. I was pulling for the Saints when the Saints went ahead. I thought they were going to the Super Bowl because I think either team would have beat Philadelphia this week. And, and that's why you play till the end. And the young man who missed the tackle, I'm sure feels pretty bad, but the Vikings pulled it off.
Okay, now,
Congratulations to the Vikings.
Hang on.
Grumble.
Hang on for grumble. You're gonna grumble a little bit more. Hang on. Don't go away because we got a little special treat from Paul Allen in Minnesota. Take a listen to the Minneapolis Miracle.
Run out of bounds or run it out the back of the end zone. I mean, wow, just a big mistake. You just got to be able to, you got to take advantage of it when they do that kind of stuff.
10 seconds to go. 24-23 Saints. Vikings at their own 39. It's third down. 3 receivers right, Thielen left. Marshawn Lattimore, 12 yards from Adam. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Stay up! Oh my God! 30, 10, touchdown! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis miracle! Stephon Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings have walked up on the New Orleans Saints.
So Mel, are you still with us?
You, Steve. I'm still with you.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to dig it in, but I had to let you go because, you're going for the Saints, and I just wanted to rub it in just a little bit.
Well, no. At the end of the score, the Vikings had more points, and they move on to Philly. As someone pulling for the Saints, it's painful because whoever won that game, I truly believe was going to the Super Bowl, and I believe that the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl. And it'll be
my man, you're on the Vikings bandwagon. You're going to take the voyage with us. So we want to thank you for calling into Double Vision. I'm sure you're going to call back after we win the Super Bowl. You got that, Mel?
I'd be happy to call back if the Vikings win or lose. As I've told you before, Steve, win or lose, I'll be there.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. A little Viking football hotline is on break. We have Michael Stout, pro boxer, who's fighting in Long Island next Friday.
Who says being cheap is a good thing? CheapoAir.com. That's who. There's nothing wrong with getting more for your money, with being smart, with being cheap. Download, click, or call now to save on flights, hotels, and rental cars. Go ahead. Be smart. Be cheap. Book online or call 888-657-7773. And if you're not already a member, join the Cheapo Air Rewards program and get started with 500 instant points to use on future CheapoAir.com purchases.
CheapoAir.com.
Go ahead. Be cheap.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah, man. How you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man?
This is Double Vision. If you want to join in, please do at 631-955-5400 WLI 40 AM, serving New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I'm so thankful that we have pro boxer bantamweight Michael Stout, who's undefeated boxer, will be fighting at the Paramount next Friday night. And Michael, thank you for joining Double Vision today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're an amazing fellow. First of all, Darlene says hi. You've been on our show before, and Darlene is skiing, but she says hi.
Okay.
But talk about this upcoming fight. And are you ready? Are you training? What's going on?
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. It's been some time. My last bout was April 16, 2016. And to keep it short and sweet, I had to lay off because, I had to navigate throughout the boxing politics and the boxing business of things. But now that everything's working out, I'm competing again. And I'm looking forward to continuing on with my pro career and just rising up the ranks. And I'm excited about it.
So you haven't fought in a little while. So do you have butterflies?
You always have butterflies going to compete. It's going to come, whether it's a championship fight or it's an amateur fight. So it's natural, but it's the training and everything you do and the mental preparation, the training camps, and, having the right people, the right coaches that help you get through those moments.
So your training regimen, talk about your trainer, first of all, a little bit. How important is he to your development and this upcoming fight?
Training is essential because that's what you do, repetition day in and day out to get good at what you want to do. Anything you want to do, you have to practice it day in and day out. And training for me is very tough, especially when I have a fight coming up. We go into our training camp mode, and we train probably 6 days, sometimes 7 days throughout the week. The intensity would change depending on the regiment, depending on what my coach has. And, when it comes to sparring, we try to find guys about my weight, guys a little bigger, guys a little lighter, and I'm always working in the gym whether it's sparring, strength training, conditioning. So it's a lot.
It is a lot. Now, you're a two-time Golden Glove champion, national PAL champion, and talk about in your New York Golden Gloves Hall of Fame. You also have the Sugar Ray Robinson Award winner for most outstanding boxer of the tournament. Talk about all those awards. That's very impressive.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of work to get to that point, and they were wonderful experiences, and I wouldn't take it away. 2011, I won my first Golden Gloves. I had the privilege of fighting at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And then for some time, when they did the New York Daily News Golden Gloves, they switched to the Barclays Center. And I was able to win the title again in 2014. But this time, I fought in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and it was a wonderful experience. And that year, I won the most outstanding boxer of the tournament. And I was, inducted into the Hall of Fame for the New York Golden Gloves. And that was just an experience that, I'll never forget.
Now, you're from Quorum, Long Island, right?
Yeah.
So talk about, did you always like boxing? Who was your idol, or who did you look up to as a boxer when you were younger?
Okay, so listen, I never thought I would be a boxer.
Really?
I never watched boxing. I never had any fascination with boxing. I was into martial arts.
Okay.
I started out as a competitive swimmer. My parents couldn't swim.
Right.
So they wanted to make sure I could swim. So they put me in safety swim, and I had talent, had speed. So I eventually moved to competitive swimming. And I was always into sports. I was always athletic, and I was always disciplined in that aspect. And then for whatever reason, I had a fascination with martial arts. So I wanted to get to learn all the different arts, karate, judo, Japanese jiu-jitsu, and all that type of stuff. And that eventually led me into a mixed martial arts gym in Port Jefferson. And that's where I met my coach, Leon Green. He's my current coach right now. And he saw the little potential I had doing some of the stand-up. And he introduced me to boxing. And then I left with him.
How old were you then?
You know what? I think I was like 19, 20.
Okay, young.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, young.
Okay.
And then that's when I got introduced. And I fell in love with the sport. I kept doing at it. And I was having successes. And I said, you know what? Let me see how far I can take this.
Right. This is Double Vision. We're talking about pro bantamweight fighter Michael Stout, who has an upcoming bout at the Paramount next Friday night. For tickets, it can be purchased through Star Boxing at 718-823-2000 or www.starboxing.com, or the Paramount box office, which is 631-673-7300, or through Ticketmaster.com. Or you can call 1-800-745-3000. Tickets are $50 and up. Talk about the bill. I mean, the other fighters on this card here.
This should be some entertaining bouts. All these fighters, I don't know all of them. I have a little background with Tyrone and Anthony and Wendy, and they're all pretty good fighters.
Okay, and who will you be fighting against them?
I'm fighting this kid named Suquan Felton. He's 2-2. He's a little bit heavier than me from the research that I've done. And, I'm just looking to go out there and put on a show and get my hand raised.
Okay. So what's your strategy for this fight? I mean, I don't know if you know, but do you come out really fighting real hard, or do you kind of gradually get into it and kind of assess where the other boxer is going?
Well, my coach and I, we have a game plan, and, we do our research on our opponent. And then I leave room for my instincts, because you don't want to have something in your mind and then somebody does something different, and then you don't know what to do. So we kind of just prepare all around the board.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a match, like when you're fighting, I guess you have to constantly make modifications throughout the bout.
Yes.
Is that a difficult thing? Going into a fight thinking a certain way, but having to change it up midway through the fight.
Yes, the best fighters can make changes and adapt, and that's essential to be a good fighter. And that's what you have to develop in the gym. That's what I was talking about, where you have to train and work on certain aspects. You can be a great boxer, but if you can't fight on the inside, then you have a problem. You can be a guy who likes to brawl, but if you can't box and use angles and get out the way, you're going to have problems. So it's best to work on all those things in the gym.
Right.
You got to be able to box. You got to be able to fight close. You got to be able to fight guys with long reaches, short guys, strong guys. You got to be prepared for everything.
Right. Well, that's good advice. If someone's young out there, not knowing what they want to do, because you followed that kind of path, not knowing what you wanted, do you think that what advice would you tell them if they wanted to get into boxing?
If they want to get into boxing, you know what? Make sure your coach has some sort of experience, and that's the best you can go, because there's a lot of trainers out there, but if those guys haven't fought before, they never had an experience competing themselves,
right?
They can only help you with so much. So find a coach that can help you who has had experience at that level. And the more experience they had, the more they can help you.
Yeah, this is Double Vision. If you want to join in, please do it 631-955-5400, or you can call us now during Michael Stout's interview, who's a bantamweight professional fighter. He's 2-0, and his last fight was April 16th of 2016. So this week, what is your diet and what is your training plans for the next 7 days?
Well, we try to be consistent, and obviously as we get closer to the bout, we start to pull back because the work's already done. I'm already in shape. I'm already on weight. So it's just to kind of give the body some time to relax, light pad work, light exercises, and then it's just time to perform.
Right. And some boxers are kind of humble. They're kind of low key and quiet. Some might do a little trash talking. What's your approach to psychologically to get into the mind of your opponent?
You know what? I'm not really too focused on my opponent. I think everything for me is more internalized. Once I know that I've done the work, once I prepared myself mentally, physically, and spiritually, I just need to show up and just perform and execute.
Right.
And that's how I like to approach things. And
so
I've been successful.
The spiritual approach and the mental approach is just as important as the physical approach, I would imagine.
Yes, absolutely. It's important because you can have all the physical aspects, but if you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe in your training, or you don't believe in people who are in your corner, then you're going to doubt yourself. And then when there's hesitation, that's when you can make mistakes.
Good. Well, you also have done a lot of charity work. You've been involved with the fundraising events that I've been in. You've been gracious enough to join forces and to have yourself available for children or students in need. How important is that for you to give back to the community and maybe less than fortunate people that are challenged with a disability?
It's always just, it made me feel, how should I say, helping others also helps yourself as well.
Right.
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but every time that I've helped somebody, I felt good with myself. And then in some way or another, I'd be blessed down the road some way or another. And I just feel it's very important to give back, because you can't just get all these successes and just think about yourself, because you're gonna
right.
fail in life.
Because you helped out with a fundraiser at Abilities Viscardi Center, and I kind of presented you with that. And I said, Michael, it's not just about showing up. You got to act.
Yeah.
So tell us about what kind of acting did you do that night, and do you see an acting career for yourself?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had the part of being Ringo Starr. So
okay, the Fab Four.
Yeah. So they had a little costume for me, and I had introduced this kid, and it was a lot of fun. And,
you gave up the hairstyle, though. I mean, you don't.
I know. I had the wig and everything.
Yeah, where's the wig?
They kept the wig.
Okay,
they wanted wigs. So yeah.
So a little Ringo Starr action.
Yeah. I did pretty good from the feedback I got. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, man, you should try, a little acting on the side." So maybe after boxing.
Yeah, after boxing. I remember asking you. I said, Michael, I got this great event for you, but you got to act. It was like an awkward silence for like 30 seconds. And then you said, okay, what do I got to do? And I didn't know. So you were Ringo Starr.
Yes, I was.
But more importantly, you gave back to the kids that were watching you because you're a role model. And after the event, I saw you taking pictures with everybody and signing. Kids that are suffering from disabilities, you were right there for them.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful moment. So that's more important. This show is all about not just the athletic ability of yourself, but the fact that you give back. And I think we have someone from Dix Hills, Liliana. Liliana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, we're talking to Michael Stout here on Double Vision. Do you have a question or a comment about?
Yes, first I want to tell him that it's beautiful to give back, and I'm very happy that his story involves him giving back. And my question to him is, what advice would you give a mom to a child? Because as a mom, I think if my son would say, Mom, I want to go boxing, I would just be terrified. You know, it's my baby. I don't want him to get hurt. What advice would you give a parent or a mom?
Well, before you discourage any child, let them to try it out and see where it goes, because there is some dangerous elements when it comes to boxing and other sports, but you're gonna always have some sort of danger in anything you try. So unless the kid tries and sees what he's capable of, now he knows he could take chances in life. You don't want to have that fear, instill that fear in when a child is young, and then they decide, oh well, I don't want to do this because this and this might happen. Give it a shot and see what happens.
Right, very good.
Well,
do you ever consider yourself coaching one day in the future?
You know what? I do a little bit of personal training and stuff like that. So I do have a coaching background, and it is something that I would consider doing possibly after my career.
Very nice. We wish you a lot of luck.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for calling in, Liliana. We'll see you down the road on the Double Vision. All right. So now you're acting, you're coaching, you're fighting. You're putting me to shame here, buddy.
You're doing good, Steve.
I want to be Ringo Starr. I want to be on the boxing. Every time I see you, I think to myself, I could take this guy. I could take him. I could take him.
A lot of people.
I would buy tickets to that. I'd buy tickets to that.
Don't do it, Steve.
No. I'll wait. I'll see you. I'm going to come to the Paramount on Friday.
Okay.
I'm going to see what you really got.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be in your corner. No matter win or lose or tie, you're really a godsend to this earth. And what you do, your personality, and just your love of life, and what you're giving back to the sport of boxing, and you're humbled, and you stay within your zone, and you don't let anything affect you. So I want to thank you very much for being a friend, but also joining forces here on Double Vision. And what's one last thing you would say to someone out there that hasn't known about you, or what would you tell them about yourself?
That's a good question. You know what? I just took a chance and I gave it 100% because I don't want to live life having any regrets.
Okay.
And whatever you desire to do, give it 100% and just do it and see what happens.
That's pro boxer Michael Stout, who has a bout at the Paramount on Friday, January 26th. If you want tickets, please call 718-823-2000 or www.starboxing.com, or you can go to the Paramount box office, 631-673-7300, or through Ticketmaster, ticketmaster.com, or 1-800-745-3000. Tickets are $50 or up. And Michael, you're going to kill it, man. You're going to kill it. Thank you so very much. God bless. And I'm going to be there, maybe not ringside. I might be way, way in the back, but I'll be there. And again, thank you so very much on behalf of Darlene and myself on Double Vision. God bless. You're a true competitor and a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the preceding program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540AMradio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540AM.com.
Hi, this is Bill Shishko, host of Health-Wise, 30 Minutes to Think About God and Your Health, brought to you by your friends at Cottage Pharmacy, 8285 Jericho Turnpike in Woodbury, New York. Join us at 1 p.m. this Saturday here on WLIE Radio as we learn about nutrition, vitamins, supplements, healthy eating, diet, and so many other things. And you can call in to talk with experienced nutritionists who can answer your questions. Listen in this Saturday at 1 p.m. for Health-Wise.
Download our free WLIE 540 AM app and get all the information you need right on your smartphone. Find our app at WLIE540am.com or visit the App Store right from your phone. Our way of saying thanks for listening to WLIE 540 AM.
Cap off a weekend of watching sports by talking about it with Mark Rosenman and AJ Carter on Sports Talk New York. All the intelligent conversation, insightful interviews, and just plain fun are now right here on WLIE 540 AM from 7 to 8:30 Sunday nights. Visit their website, www.sportstalknylive.com for previews of upcoming guests. Visit their Facebook page to win prizes. That's Sports Talk New York, Sunday nights from 7 to 8:30 on WLIE 540 AM.
The Reformed Witness Hour is one of the oldest Christian radio broadcasts still on the air and spreading the good news of salvation in Jesus Christ by His sovereign grace. Tune in to 540 AM every Sunday morning at 8 to the Reformed Witness Hour, faithfully proclaiming God's Word for over 70 years.
You're listening to WLIE 540 AM, Islip, New York, a part of Universal Stations, LLC.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the following program reflect the views of program contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540AMradio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540AM.com.
Who says being cheap is a good thing? CheapoAir.com. That's who. There's nothing wrong with getting more for your money with being smart with being cheap. Download, click, or call now to save on flights, hotels, and rental cars. Go ahead. Be smart. Be cheap. Book online or call 888-657-7773. And if you're not already a member, join the Cheapo Air Rewards program and get started with 500 instant points to use on future CheapoAir.com purchases.
CheapoAir.com.
Go ahead. Be cheap.
Fill my eyes with that double vision.
This is Double Vision, WLIE 540 AM, serving New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. If you want to jump on board, please do at 631-955-5400. We heard from Michael Stout. Now we have John Koga for Koga Fitness, which was established in 2001. He's a Long Island native. And John, welcome to Double Vision.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Steve. I'm excited to be here, man.
Yeah, we just crossed paths recently, and we got Michael Stout to your left. What do you think of the young man over there?
I think Michael Stout not only is an amazing fighter, but he's an amazing human being, Mike. And I wish you nothing but success in your boxing career, bro. We got some events coming up and with Stark and whatnot, and I'd love to talk to you about getting involved with it, man. So
awesome. Appreciate it.
You got it, brother.
That's what the show does. It brings people together. And John, you bring people together. Talk about what you do specifically. If they haven't heard from you, which I doubt, but if they haven't, tell everybody out there who you are.
Well, for those of you listening out there, my name is John Koga. I'm the creator of a world-renowned workout fitness program called Koga Fitness. It fuses kickboxing and yoga together along with my own signature Koga Fitness moves. It was actually created back in 2001, and through all these years of hard work and dedication and commitment and passion to my belief in changing the world on the nationwide campaign on children's obesity and addressing health, wealth, and happiness, man. We put this thing together, and it's just through word of mouth has become a household name with celebrities, ball players. I mean, Dr. Oz voted his favorite workout. We have certifications. You can become a certified Koga fitness instructor. And of course, we're just pounding the pavement and enjoying the journey. And thanks to people like yourself, Steve, that are letting us get this name out there and brand out there and lifestyle change out there. It's exciting, man. So thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us on the show here. We talked to Michael Stout a little earlier. He talked about his early herd journey to get to where he's at now. Talk about what your journey was when you were younger.
Well, growing up, as a kid that was kind of heavy set, I was an athlete though. I played competitive football. I was also a martial artist, and I was a sports kid, but I wasn't always the leanest, rippedest kid out there. Always able to hold my own. Like I said, I'm from Long Island native, and I realized that one day. When I wanted to go to physical therapy school, I was making a conscious decision on what my path was in life. I knew that football had come to an end. After college, I had some tryouts with the New York Jets. And, when reality hits you in the face and you realize that you have to have a plan B, I decided one day when Billy Blanks, who I have to make shout outs, those of you listening, Tybo, if it wasn't for Tybo, I would not be here in this position with Koga Fitness. Back in 1999, Billy Blanks started Tybo. And I started my own little workout off of Billy Blanks's, and it was called Koga Funk. And at the time, I was going through college, and I started taking some yoga classes to decompress. And I said to myself, man, let me incorporate this yoga into my kickboxing class. And one day, the class started getting packed out here in Long Island in Miller Place. And I was on a spiritual jog one day, and I said, man, I'm combining kickboxing and yoga. And in 2001, it was unheard of. As a matter of fact, I'm known in the industry as the founding father of fusion fitness. So on a spiritual jog one day, I just said, man, I have these kickboxing and yoga. I need to come up with a cool name. First name that pops into my head is Koga. I run home, and I also, there wasn't Google at the time. I do a search, and lo and behold, Koga Fitness was born. Nobody else had it. And here we are 17 years later in 11 countries with 800 certified Koga Fitness instructors and counting. Sponsorships, relationships with each other, like Mike and Steve and all these other people that are listening worldwide right now. So we're excited, man.
So when you're younger, because when you take that plunge to doing something that's innovative, were you nervous? Did you think, did people say, what are you talking about? You're crazy. Were there naysayers back then? And did you listen to that? Because if there's young people out there that want to follow your footsteps or footsteps of like Michael Stout, what would you tell those people?
God, I love that question, man. The answer is this, man. 10 doors. You can knock on 10 doors. 9 people will tell you no and you're crazy. All you need is that one door to open up. When I said I was combining kickboxing and yoga, people were like, this guy is out of his mind. How do you combine, high speed to ohm? Well, guess what? I took the plunge. I'm not a big fan of cliches, but the old saying, no risk, no reward. And I have to tell you, the journey's been tough, but it's also been a passion of mine. And I stay true to my belief and my course. And all the naysayers right now, when I run into them today, and they're like, wait, you're that Koga guy, right? I said, yeah, well, it's the only thing I'm qualified to do in life. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm still doing it. Bro, stick to it. If you're listening to this call, stick to your passion, stick to your beliefs, and stay true to yourself. I don't care if you're collecting cans as a living. Be the best can collector on the planet.
I'm psyched. You're very inspirational, motivational. Do you give presentations to people, or how do you inspire people, not just in the United States, I'm sure abroad as well?
Yeah. Motivation is obviously motivation, and music to me is the key to success. And not every day we can have our jump out of my bed and become, John Koga mode, so to speak, where you have hundreds and thousands of people relying on you to get them out of their stresses. So I do motivational speaking in schools for kids, and I teach kids that in my story and my why. On how I could have taken that wrong path in life and got a little jammed up when I was younger, but I was able to use fitness as my escape and as my life-changing event, because we all have one of those. But I'll tell you right now, you don't have to be a motivational speaker that's selling out Madison Square Garden. All you need to do is sit in the room with somebody and change their lives through your why and your story. And everybody that's listening to this call is a motivational speaker.
Now, this show is built on giving back to the community. I'm a psychologist, so it's very important to Darlene and myself to give back to the community. Now, you have an event in Amityville in a couple of weeks. Explain what that event is and what the cause is that you're supporting.
Wow. Well, first and foremost, thank you for allowing us to advertise this on your show, Steve. When you give back to your community and you give back to society, and you don't have to broadcast it. Fortunately, we're able to, thanks to you, but you kind of fly under the radar and give from your heart. I was able to partner up with quite a few people in my journey with Koga Fitness. And over in Amityville, I've been teaching at my Koga class at Amityville Big Al's Family Fitness Center. They've been very, very committed and loyal to me being there and whatnot. So we have this event coming up. If you're out there listening, man, it's from my company called Stark Energy Health and Wellness. We have an alternative to a healthier lifestyle when it comes to energy drinks and our version of Gatorades and pH waters and anything that you would normally put into your body on a daily basis, which for the record, children can take this. So get those energy drinks out of the hands of your children. It's wrong. So we have an event right now called Soldier Strong, which is a foundation where Frank Brescia, the CEO of Stark Energy Health and Wellness, this guy had a vision where he's noticed Frank made his money and his livelihood was in orthopedics, and he provided prosthetics. All right. So this man would give back to our Army veterans. So if you're out there and you're an Army veteran, listen, man, thank you for allowing me to have this time to enjoy what I do. We're doing an event for you guys. And if you were ever hurt or injured as a soldier, a veteran, a current soldier, we are providing the prosthetics and the wherewithal to get you from the wheelchair, God forbid, to walking up and running, taking Koga. So we committed to this cause, to changing the veterans and our armed forces and our soldiers that are out there's lives by giving back. This company, Stark, is the real deal. There's no jealousy. There's no pride. They check their ego at the door and they give back. I'm doing this because Stark is going to write a fat check to Soldier Strong Foundation in conjunction with all of our sponsors, including you for being there, Steve, for hosting it. So that's what we're doing on January 28th in Amityville. You're all welcome to come out and enjoy a workout, do a little talk and taste, and share some stuff. We have, matter of fact, I know we have Mike Pro Fighter Mike here. We actually have welterweight champion Aaron Davis is going to be there. One of our Stark guys and one of my clients, his name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. He was a 2-time Golden Glove champion. He's going to be there. We have Jefferson Infante, former catcher for the Kansas City Royals MLB player. So it's going to be a really nice, and Dan, I know you have somebody come and sing in the national anthem for us, Steve.
Yeah, we have Blake and Danielle going to sing the national anthem. They're two young, beautiful singers, up and coming rising stars. But we have Corey on the line from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And Corey, talk about what your thoughts are about Koga Fitness.
How you doing? I'm glad I can hop on the call and speak with you guys. John told me that he will be doing this tonight and asked me to hop on, and there was no way I would miss it. So I thank you guys for welcoming me all the way from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. John kind of painted the picture. It's a very unique thing that we have going on where like-minded individuals can meet through social media and realize that they have a common goal and a common vision of how they want to give back. And that's how I met John. And it's funny, in this short amount of time, I do call him my Stark brother. That's what he is. And we use fitness and we use our passion for health and wellness. And we're providing a lifestyle change to people, all while allowing this avenue to bridge the gap or help citizens or veterans or young athletes. Or so I heard you say something earlier on the call. The call is about giving back, and that's what we do. So we have a good time. I wanted to just hop on, and I'll be there next weekend for the event. I'll be there working out with John and working out with Burn Baby Burn from CrossFit Sanctuary, and we'll be there raising money for our wounded warriors.
Amen, man.
Well, thank you so very much. And talk about what your passion is. If you had to tell young people out there, if they had to make decisions about their life to turn things around, what advice would you give young people out there that are listening tonight?
Oh, wow. I could talk forever on that. So just a little bit about myself. I'm originally from North Philadelphia, which is about an hour and a half away from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the inner city of Philadelphia. Basketball was my vehicle to get out, and a lot of young kids don't always have that vehicle. But basketball was mine. I went to college to play basketball. I played basketball professionally in Denmark and Iceland and Ireland. And after my wife got pregnant when we were in Iceland, and she said, we are not raising a family in Iceland. So I used my degree, which was in criminal justice. And I came home and I got into law enforcement. And I've been in law enforcement for the last 14 years. But at the same time, fitness was always my passion. So I ended up opening up a CrossFit gym in Harrisburg, and then a few gyms, and then I helped our CEO, Frank Brescia, launch this company, Stark, that we've been talking about tonight. But all just showing people at the same time, I kind of, skipped over I've been coaching young kids, whether it be AAU, middle school basketball, whether it be, you know, camps in the summertime, using that, you know, my passion, which was basketball and fitness, to teach kids that, hey, you always have a choice. You always have a way out. If you love this, you know, whatever you love, make it your vehicle to get to what you want. But you always have a choice, right? It's not always the easiest choice, but as long as you make the right decision, you'll see your way out of it. So, and that's what I like to talk to kids about today. Like, I've been through what you've been through. I'm from where you're from. I just chose a different path, and it's never too late to choose that path, right? Never too late to choose the right path.
Right. And I'm actually a psychologist, and sometimes young people make poor decisions, and Laura's involved with it, but it's never too late to turn things around. Isn't that correct?
Never too late to turn around. It is absolutely. I mean, I know guys who did, go to prison for stuff that they did as young adults before they were, mature enough to be making the decisions that they were, and are now doing great things to keep others from doing that. Not to throw names out there, but I mean, doing amazing things, to turn kids around. So it is never too late, to turn yourself around and make a better choice.
Well, Corey, we want to thank you very much. I look forward to meeting you next week, and God bless your efforts in doing the things that you do back in Pennsylvania.
Thank you, and thank you guys for having me on the call. God bless.
So, John, what are your thoughts about Corey and his work?
I have to tell you, Steve, what you're hearing from Corey is what you hear from everybody in the Stark family. These people welcome you. Listen, sometimes you guys know as New Yorkers, people like, yeah, what's this guy trying to sell me? What's he trying to fast talk me about? Somebody on this that's listening to this call knows what I'm talking about. These guys welcomed me with open arms. When they saw that I had the same mission and the same mantra and the same passion and purpose as they did with changing lives through health and wellness, man, these guys said, we got to get this guy, John Koga, involved with our company. And I'm here. And every single guy and woman and leader and affiliate that's involved with Stark is exactly like Corey. I can't wait for you to meet these guys next week, man. And these ladies, you're going to love them.
It's amazing. And I think I really like what you said. You looked right into the camera and into the microphone. You said for the parents to take these kids off these energy drinks because they're sucking them down like it's water. And that's a critical thing because nowadays, people don't think what they're doing to their bodies, but you do. And explain one more time, if they're just tuning in, sitting on the LIE in traffic, why is that so important?
Well, folks, Steve, as you know, Steve, I speak to Steve about this on a regular basis, and I respect his professional opinion as a psychologist. What happens with these energy drinks, and we get consumed with television marketing and earn your Red Bull wings and become a multimillionaire jumping off cliffs and diving off, jumping out of airplanes, when the reality of it is these children, I've seen kids on fields soccer fields here in Long Island where they're 10, 11 years old and their kids are putting, energy drinks in their hands. They don't realize that these are going to shut down their adrenals. These kids are going to be anxiety ridden. They're going to get palpitations in the heart, okay, because of the sugar, the 60, 80, 90 grams of sugar, 200 grams of caffeine. When we put together our proprietary blend, we made it safe for everybody. I'm going to reiterate it for everybody. This energy drink is safe. It's anti-inflammatory properties with turmeric, glucosamine, and chondroitin. Children should not be drinking these other drinks. The one sport drink that's out there that ends in aid. Go look at the back of that bottle, Steve. There is 65 or 55 grams of sugar. Do you know what that does to a 9, 10, 11, 15, 30-year-old? Right. But unfortunately, we're consumed we're starstruck with the sponsorships and the people that are using it. But in reality, please get it out of the hands of your children. There are healthy alternatives, and we have it for you. So come to our event, and I promise you're going to leave with some samples of our products.
We're talking to John Koga Fitness, and he's had this since 2001. And he's talking about the Stark drinks to combat the energy drinks that are out there. It's very, very important. And the event that you talked about obesity in society now. As a psychologist, it's so easy to look at the dollar bill. All the unhealthy foods are the cheapest foods. It's so hard for parents, single parent families, to make the right food choices. How important is nutrition and diet?
Steve, there's an old saying, abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. Well, let's put that into the question that you had just asked me right now, and it's really unfortunate. And I devoted my life on addressing the nationwide campaign on children's obesity, because obesity. Let's not forget about it, but the obvious, the bullying, the kids' self-esteem, and as parents, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror, because our 4, 5, 6, 9-year-old is not walking into the supermarket buying these products. We have to let ourselves know what we're doing to these children. It's not right. Listen, you can't take M&Ms out of a kid's hands. It's part of our life. We grew up on ice cream. We grew up having a hot dog at the circus. No, moderation is the key. You cannot, you really, and honestly, I hate to say this, but I have to call it like I see it. If you look at the parent in the mirror, and I'm not trying to shame any parent out there, but chances are, if both parents are overweight or one parent is overweight, unfortunately, and you notice genetics dictates this, that there's a chance that this child is going to walk in those shoes. So let's put healthy alternatives in front of them. Listen, your kid can go to McDonald's once a week, once a month, but you have to pay attention to this, because we're doing psychological damage to these children, and it's not fair.
Unbelievably said. This is Double Vision, your vision, our vision, Double Vision. If you want to join in, please do it. 31955-5400. This is WLIE 540 AM, serving New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We're talking to John Koga. John, I need help. I'm looking at Michael Stout boxing next week. I'm looking at you and all the messages that you said that you giving to people. Is there hope for me?
Well, not only is there hope, but guess what? I have a proposal for you, Steve.
Oh, here we go.
So not only
I opened up the door. Here we go.
And thank you for the segue.
On Facebook Live and everything.
Facebook Live, guys. Facebook Live. You're going to get a full shot of Steve. Steve's not in bad shape. Don't get me wrong. But here's the deal. You are going to be part. If those that are listening, if you go to KogaFit.com, you can be part of our body challenge. Okay. Steve is going to be, and he did not realize this, and he knows it now because we're going to hold him accountable.
This is live radio, John. Here we go. And George is laughing up the storm.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, we are going. Just jump in anytime you want, George.
We are going to be weighing in Steve today, and we're going to put Steve in our Strong on Stark Fit with Koga body challenge, 12-week body challenge. And everybody that's listening every week is going to call up, and you're going to hold this man accountable. We're going to put him on our Stark products.
What are you looking at, Michael?
We're going to put him on our Stark products. We're going to put him on our Koga workout program because I am local on Long Island with many locations. So if you guys listening want to come as my guest, feel free to reach out to me. But Steve, you're all going to be held accountable. And guess what? All kidding aside, you just took the first step in looking in yourself in the mirror and saying, I need to make a change right now. Right. You're a former athlete, man. Yep. You're in good shape. But we're going to get you in better shape. And it doesn't always have to do with the aesthetics. Yeah, we want to look great on the beach. But at our age, you're what, 27, 30 right now?
Right. Just around there. Yeah.
At our age, when you're getting in your 40s, going into your 50s, you have to be concerned with internal. Aesthetics is beautiful. We all can't look like Mike right now at 45, 55, 60, all right? But guess what? We're going to hold Steve. We're going to put Steve on our body challenge. And I want you guys calling in every week on every one of his shows saying, Steve, what's the scale saying? But you know what? You know, kid aside, don't let the scale dictate your journey. All right. Let's go by how you feel. Let's get your blood work done, and let's get you on track, because you have just become my Strong on Stark Fit with Koga science.
And he just started the show here a few months ago. We need him to stick around.
That's right.
He is our science project.
I think
guys.
Steve's first workout, John, is going to be sparring with Mike a little
That's
bit.
Right. Because what I was going to say is, you get me into tip-top shape. And that guy on the end there, Michael Stout, I got you, buddy. I got you.
Okay, here we go.
I got you. Look me in the eye, buddy.
Right.
You know.
You sure?
You're undefeated now, but wait until you get to me.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna hit the gym.
Energy, baby. It's all about the energy right now.
That's right. It's and positivity. You have to be positive in anything that you do. You have to have that visual goal of succeeding.
That's right.
And we have someone in this. No, we don't.
Yeah. Oh no. Yes, we do.
Oh, we do. Okay.
Oh, yes, we do. We're holding
just
people
step up to the
accountable.
mic.
So, guys, folks that are listening, I wanted to bring on one of my Koga members. She's relatively new to the Kogi family. and she's dedicated and committed to working out and changing her life. She's also a science teacher. Okay, so educator. So thank you for her service. She can be seen at many of my Koga classes. She was a former CrossFitter. Corey, nothing against CrossFit. So if she talks derogatory towards CrossFit, you guys don't take it personal. It's a great program. I want to introduce Josephine right now. And she's turning purple, but that's okay. But she's
purple's the color. Viking purple.
Where's the horn? Hit the horn.
Purple.
Hit the horn.
Yeah, Judge with the horn.
Hit the horn. Purple. So Josephine, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your journey right now with Koga and Stark. She's also a Stark affiliate.
Yes, I am. Sorry. Yes, I am. Actually, Koga is awesome. I have to say that. Koga's awesome.
Well, no one's listening. Don't worry about it. Go
ahead. Okay.
No problem.
And it's given me a lot of energy. I feel much better than I did probably ever. The cardio is amazing. And believe me, you got to hook up with stuff because it really works.
Were you afraid to take that plunge? Because I'm just about to do it. So what was your fear factor? How'd you get away from that?
I really wasn't afraid. I really wasn't afraid at all.
Okay.
Don't be afraid. It's
really,
it's easy. It's easy. I made the change. I switched. I didn't think it was going to, in my mind to kind of think, well, is it going to work? Is it not? But you got to try it.
Okay.
You really do. You got to try it your body actually gets used to it and craves it.
Okay. Well, that's good advice. And John, you talked about Dr. Oz and talk about different clients that you've had that may be more visible for our listeners out there.
Well, actually, I owe a lot to Dr. Oz. And I can say this because when we did his segment, we did the Dr. Oz show a couple of years ago. Dr. Oz actually voted Koga one of his favorite workouts of all time. If you go on YouTube and go to my Koga Fitness channel, you can watch the segment. And when they say the Dr. Oz's and the Oprahs of this world change your life when you do a segment, every country that Koga segment aired in, people reached out. Canada, Spain, Germany, Australia, Italy reached out. How do I bring Koga there? So I owe a lot. So Dr. Oz, if you're listening, thank you so much, because I owe a lot to you, Dr. Oz, as well as many other celebrities that I train, which really don't have to speak about them, but I do train many. I'm one of the top NFL trainers in the National Football League as well as Major League Baseball, and I have celebrities calling me all the time to train them. So
and you're going around to different countries too, spreading the word.
Yeah, we're going to different countries with our Strong on Stark, Fit with Koga, Soldier Strong campaign and movement. We're also going to high schools doing, if you want us to come in and do an assembly, if you're a gym owner, you want us to come in and feature a master class, we're here for you, man. It's about sharing the love and showing the Koga love and journey and changing lives, man.
And talk about the event. People just tuning in, how can they join and attend? Where they go?
January 28th, Sunday, Big Al's Family Fitness Center. Whether you work out or not, you need to be there. Come down as our guest. Enjoy some talk, taste, share, drink, and wear. We'll have Aaron Davis, welterweight champ there. Jeffrey Gonzalez. We're going to have Mr. Michael Stout out there as well. Jefferson Infante from the former MLB player, Kansas City Royals. We have quite a few people that are going to be there, but more importantly, everyday people like yourself and myself just want to know more about changing lives and for an amazing cause called Soldier Strong.
And real quick, how can people get a hold of you directly?
If you need to get a hold of me, I can be found on all social medias at Koga Fitness, also John, Jon Koga. If you go to kogafit.com, you can subscribe to my newsletter. If you need help in any way on your fitness journey, taking the next step, if you're a seasoned martial artist veteran and you want to come down and take one of my advanced programs, if you want to bring us in to do an assembly with your school, please, we're here for you. Just respond. And thank you.
God bless, man. Michael Stout, Jon Koga. Unbelievable show, and I'm psyched. I'm going to turn my life around just from this show alone, and I'm going to get a hold of Michael in the ring couple months from now. But I must say, I have to end this show double vision because it is my show, and it's my daughter's birthday, and I have to say, Angela Marie Vaccaro, I love you very, very much. You're 23 years old, and the apple of my eye. You'll always be my happy face. So I love you. I hope you're doing great things out there tonight. And
come to Koga.
Come to Koga. And there's a little Angie. When you were born, honey, we played this song for you. So God bless Long Island. God bless New York. This is Double Vision, WLIE, 540 a.m. Come back every Friday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
All right. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the preceding program reflect the views of contributors and do not necessarily reflect the views of WLIE Radio, its management, or its sponsors. For questions and comments, please send us an email at WLIE540AM radio@AOL.com or visit us at WLIE540AM.com.
Hi, I'm Pastor Bill Shishko, inviting you to tune in to A Visit to the Pastor's Study every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. here on WLIE Radio. We bring biblically faithful pastoral ministry to you, and we invite you to visit the Pastor's Study by calling in with your questions. Our time will be lively, useful, sometimes controversial, but never dull. Join us this Saturday at 12 noon for A Visit to the Pastor's Study, because everyone needs a pastor.
The Herman Singh Community Radio Show is now on 540 AM WLIE every Saturday morning at 9. With over 2 decades of service to the community, the Herman Singh Radio Show is now live on the air every Saturday morning at 9. If you would like to get in touch with the Herman Singh Community Radio Show to include your community announcement or request, call 718-805-4900. That's 718-805-4900. Brought to you by Tropical Funding. For all your mortgage needs, 718-805-4900.
I'm no longer a slave to fear.
This is Pastor Gary Grant.